The Stoic Path to a Flourishing Life, 15 Lessons for Modern Living. In an era defined by relentless change, pervasive distractions, and the pursuit of fleeting pleasures, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a powerful antidote, a roadmap to cultivate inner peace, resilience, and a life of purpose. Far from being a passive acceptance of fate, Stoicism is an active practice, a daily commitment to self-improvement, emotional mastery, and virtuous living. This exploration delves into 15 essential Stoic lessons, drawing from the wisdom of philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, interwoven with contemporary insights and practical applications to illuminate a path toward a more meaningful and fulfilling life. These lessons aren't just abstract concepts. They're actionable principles that can transform your daily experience, empowering you to navigate challenges with equanimity, build stronger relationships, and discover lasting joy within. These Stoic concepts can be applied to modern life and are a route to living our best lives. 1. Rise early and start the day with purpose, seizing the morning's potential. Most people either sleep in late or waste the precious morning hours before fully waking up. Yet the Stoics understood the profound importance of maximizing this often overlooked period. The modern world bombards us with distractions from the moment we open our eyes: emails, social media, news alerts, all vying for our attention. But the Stoics recognize the inherent value of a deliberate, intentional start to the day. Rising early grants us extra time to prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. The quiet morning hours provide a sanctuary for reflection, meditation, or spiritual practices, allowing us to ground ourselves in wisdom and gratitude. Starting the day mindfully reduces reactivity later on, enabling us to approach situations with calm, reason rather than impulsive emotion. Moreover, waking with the sun empowers us to complete important tasks and goals before the hectic pace of the day takes over. The morning is a time of fresh energy and minimal distractions, perfect for focusing on creative work, exercise, learning, or thoughtful planning. Taking advantage of this productive time prevents feeling rushed and overwhelmed later on. The Stoics knew that how we spend our mornings powerfully influences what follows. An intentional morning routine focused on self-improvement sets us up to live each day to the fullest. This small morning discipline will pay dividends through greater focus, productivity, and direction day after day, seeing each new sunrise as a chance to live wisely. This can also refer to modern problems where people will instead grab their phones in the morning, starting their day in a poor mood. 2. Read constantly to expand your knowledge and skills, cultivating a lifelong thirst for learning. The Stoics emphatically believed in making learning a lifelong pursuit. While many cease active education after formal schooling, the Stoics understood that constant reading is essential for continuous improvement. We live in an age of unprecedented access to information, yet many are drowning in data while starving for knowledge. Reading broadly exposes us to new ideas, information, and ways of thinking. Nonfiction books allow us to gain knowledge and skills we can apply in our lives, careers, and relationships. Reading literature builds empathy, expands our worldviews, and illuminates the human experience. Being well-read makes us more interesting conversationalists too, giving us insights to share rather than just recycled opinions. Regular reading exercises our minds and builds wisdom over a lifetime. The Stoics read voraciously across disciplines to nurture deep learning. In addition to books, reading short articles, essays, and poems each day provides continual nourishment for the mind. This can even entail reading news articles about politics or the latest news on modern science. Unlike passive entertainment, reading requires focused attention and reflection, but regular reading is a habit that compounds over years into a treasure trove of knowledge and capabilities. We can follow the Stoic practice of treating each day as an opportunity to learn something new through books and other material, staying insatiably curious. This habit of continual learning allows us to grow and mature as people, to build our character and be the best version of ourselves that we can be. 3. Master your emotions and impulses. The power of inner tranquility. The Stoics recognized that most people are ruled by their momentary feelings and impulses rather than reason and self-discipline. But they taught that mastering our emotional reactions is essential for wisdom and self-control. Unlike animals, humans have the capacity to pause before responding to strong emotions like anger, fear, and desire. Developing this mastery frees us from being overwhelmed and controlled by our feelings. It stops us from speaking and acting rashly in the grip of passion. With training, we can learn to step back from our initial emotional surge. We can examine its source, assess its validity, and consider thoughtful responses, not just impulsive reactions. Sometimes the wise action is feeling our emotions fully, but we should do so consciously, not compulsively. Mastering our emotional life requires ongoing self-awareness and diligent practice. But the results are increased self-command, stronger relationships, improved decisions, and reduced regrets from rash words or actions. Stoicism reminds us that we can build mental space between stimulus and response. Our feelings don't need to dictate our behavior. We have the power to produce inner tranquility even amid strong emotions by pausing and responding wisely. Develop self-mastery each day through vigilance. Modern technology has only worsened this problem, as people will easily send messages online that they may regret. Taking a moment to breath and think can lead to better outcomes. 4. Work diligently without complaint, finding meaning in the daily grind. The Stoics emphasize the importance of diligent work and persistence, even in the face of difficulties. They taught that we should labor each day wholeheartedly, without constant complaining. In today's world, where many seek instant gratification and complain about even minor inconveniences, this lesson is particularly relevant. When we face obstacles, putting full effort into our work is a virtue in itself, regardless of external rewards. Working with dedication brings a sense of purpose and pride. The Stoics gave their best in each task, however small, as a matter of integrity. They also encouraged maintaining discipline and resilience when we encounter setbacks in a project. Rather than whining or giving up, we can pivot calmly and keep striving. A setback is just a test of our mettle, not a catastrophe. With flexible grit, we can adapt our approach to achieve excellence. This attitude enables us to master new skills through sustained practice. We maintain motivation by focusing on daily improvement rather than getting derailed by what goes wrong. The path of mastery is winding but walkable if we apply diligent effort. Complaining constantly about work frustrations, however justified, just breeds more unhappiness, as the Stoics recognized. Accept the bumps in the road as part of any endeavor. Keep working with quiet determination instead of wasting energy on complaint. Through work done well, we find meaning. It is important to understand that no matter the work we are doing, that our work is a part of us. We must take pride and be diligent. 5. Surround yourself with wise mentors and influences. The power of positive associations. The Stoics understood the power of surrounding yourself with mentors and other positive influences to grow in wisdom. In a world saturated with superficiality and negativity, this lesson is crucial for cultivating a virtuous and fulfilling life. Most people simply follow the crowd's conventions without conscious thought, but carefully choosing our influences enables us to live more wisely. Seeking out knowledgeable mentors provides us with guidance and advice to improve our judgment and behavior. Whether through formal apprenticeship or informal conversations, exposure to those more experienced helps develop our character. Beyond direct mentors, we absorb wisdom by spending time with prudent, thoughtful people, even if just through their writings and speeches. Their positive values and way of living demonstrate higher ideals to emulate. The right influences inspire us to grow. Being mindful about our company and influences empowers us to live deliberately, not passively absorb society's folly. Diogenes and other Stoics consciously rejected crowd thinking, and sought sages. Living independently requires determining our own influences. Choose teachers and companions worthy of shaping your character. Let the wise people who came before stand beside you now. Guide you through their example, so you may mold yourself through conscious immersion and wisdom. This applies to modern figures who are still alive as well, and their ideas can inspire and give us direction. 6. Control your vices rather than letting them control you. Mastering the inner demons. The Stoics understood that unchecked vices like greed, anger, and lust can quickly spiral out of control and dominate our lives. Though many people lack discipline and restraint, the Stoics taught that getting our vices under control is essential to right living. Each of us has natural weaknesses that can expand into vices without vigilance. For instance, a hot temper, if left uncontrolled, can turn into explosive rages that ruin relationships and reputations. Giving into temptation steadily corrupts our integrity. Prevention is key. It is much easier to restrain vices before they become entrenched habits. But even long-standing vices can be minimized through steady self-discipline and conscious effort to improve. Progress may be gradual, but it comes through persistent practice. The Stoics advise using reason and willpower to question our impulses and master our dark side. Vices arise, but they do not define us. We always retain the power to choose our response. This strength lets us live uprightly. Make it a daily practice to observe your vices arising without judgment. Note triggers and patterns. Over time, build your capability to pause, redirect your reactions, and respond wisely. You will lose nothing of value by restraining vices, but you will gain self-control and strong character. One thing we can vice today is access to the internet, and we may become addicted to social media. Being able to recognize this and take steps to fix it are the first steps to living our lives to the fullest. 7. Save and invest while others overspend. Building financial freedom through prudence. The rampant consumerism of modern society encourages financial irresponsibility. The Stoics advised living prudently within your means. They knew that saving and investing one's resources provides long-term security and independence that overspending cannot. It takes discipline to limit expenditures, avoid accumulating debt needlessly, and deny frivolous pleasures today to prepare for tomorrow. But living frugally frees us from money anxieties and the stress of living paycheck to paycheck. Financial prudence grants peace of mind. Regularly saving and investing a portion of income builds wealth over time through compound growth. This gives us stability for retirement and the freedom to change careers or weather hard times. Reasonable thrift yields enduring benefits. And of course, money itself should not be the ultimate goal, but prudent finance enables us to focus on purposeful living. We have more freedom to take wise risks and pursue our values when we exercise financial responsibility. In an age of tempting consumer traps, retaining a saving and investment mentality is challenging but wise. Make it a habit to spend reasonably and direct surplus funds into assets. Embrace modesty and thrift to secure your financial foundation. One good way to save money is to avoid brand name products, instead using generic products. 8. Filter out distractions and focus on your priorities, taming the attention economy. The Stoics recognize the importance of concentrated focus amid the constantly fragmenting distractions of life. In a modern world of infinite entertainment and information overload, maintaining focus on our true priorities is extremely challenging but essential. It takes discipline to filter out what is unnecessary or frivolous in order to preserve mental space for what really matters. Modern technologies sap our attention with endless diversions that can easily dominate our time. Stoics advise being strict about mindful media use. They also encourage eliminating clutter and needless obligations that preoccupy us with the trivial. Making time for reflection and strategic thinking prevents getting swept up reactively in the current of daily demands. By focusing consistently on our goals and values rather than endlessly chasing what is new and stimulating, We direct our limited time and energy to its highest uses. Acting with intention bears greater fruit than responding compulsively to whatever distracts us next. Be selective about where you devote your precious focus each day. Don't let the trivial dominate. Preserve mental space for reflecting on enduring priorities. Tame modern attention fragmentation by living deliberately, not compulsively. One good method to doing this is turning off notifications on our phones, especially social media apps. This will allow us to focus on the things that matter. 9. Make plans for the long term, not just short-term gratification. The power of visionary thinking. The Stoics understood that to live wisely, we must govern our lives through long-term planning and vision, not just the desire for immediate pleasure and satisfaction. While most people only think about gratifying their wants in the moment, the Stoics advise making plans for the bigger picture. Taking a broad perspective on life reminds us that today's sacrifice often enables tomorrow's fulfillment. We may have to defer short-term gratification to achieve lasting goals like building a business, developing skills, or raising a family. Planning long-term directs today's actions. This requires patience and deferred gratification, virtues rarely esteemed today, but designing the shape of our future prevents wasting years lost in reckless or pleasure-driven drifting. Plotting a wise life course lends meaning to daily steps along the path. Of course, plans must adapt, but the Stoics recommend keeping our eyes on the horizon while moving forward step by step. Let long-term visions of fulfilling work, rich relationships, and service to others orient your daily choices. Live each day with purpose. It can be important to visualize our future self and take steps toward becoming them. It is important to note that not everyone is able to do this. 10. Practice strategic speech, the art of mindful communication. Being careful and purposeful with words, the Stoics cautioned against reckless, impulsive speech. They advised speaking carefully and purposefully. Unlike those who spout off spontaneously without forethought, practicing discretion in our speech greatly benefits our interactions. Speaking strategically considers the right time, place, and manner for voicing something. Simply because a thought occurs to us does not mean it should be uttered. The Stoics recommend pausing between a thought arising and the act of speaking. This thoughtfulness prevents much needless hurt and misunderstanding. It allows us to speak with tact and consideration rather than blurting things that may cause harm or confuse the issue. Once words are out, we cannot retract them. Speaking too much or without purpose also leads us to waste time and attention. Practicing economy of speech focuses our verbal energy where it can do good. Saying less allows what we do say to carry weight. Of course, sincerity and conviction have their place in speech, but channeling our language wisely prevents many problems. Measure your words. Pause before speaking up to filter out what is unconstructive or needlessly harmful. Speech used deliberately has great power. This applies to online communication as well, and you can take a moment to think about what you will write. 11. Build resilience in the face of adversity and misfortune, turning trials into triumph. The Stoics understood the inevitability of adversity and misfortune in life. However, they taught that we can develop resilience to overcome challenges and not shatter under stress. While most people are quite brittle and break easily when faced with hardship, Stoic resilience allows us to flex and recover. This resilience stems from having an accurate perspective that hardship is built into life. By expecting rather than being shocked by adversity, we can summon our coping powers more easily. We can draw strength from our reasoned philosophy that misfortune ultimately lies outside our control. The Stoics advise training on a daily basis to build toughness and equanimity. Exposure to smaller difficulties develops mental and emotional stamina and skills we can apply when real crises arise. Our capacities grow through testing. With regular practice, we learn to adapt and rebound after misfortune rather than being defined by it. Each difficulty becomes an opportunity to practice wisdom. We emerge stronger and unbroken. The Stoics would tell us to expect the worst in life, but to hope for the best. We can expect to experience pain in our lives, but we can be prepared to withstand it. 12. Take full responsibility for the direction of your life, embracing agency and ownership. The Stoics taught that we must reject victim mentalities and take complete responsibility for choosing our path in life. While playing the victim and blaming circumstances is common today, the Stoics knew this dilutes our power and wastes precious time. Of course, external factors limit our control, but taking responsibility focuses our energy on what we can direct: our values, priorities, conduct, and perspective. Rather than lamenting how conditions constrain us, we can assess opportunities with a can-do spirit. Owning our role and outcomes, both good and bad, makes success a learning process, not a matter of luck. If we don't take responsibility for our lives, we grant that power to other people and events outside our command. Stoicism calls us to reclaim our agency. This spirit of initiative provides confidence and direction. Each day offers chances to take ownership, assume responsibility in thought and deed for your growth. Don't define yourself by what happens to you, but your response. Victimhood drains power. Responsibility builds it. By taking responsibility, we are able to be more fulfilled in our life. 13. Maintain high ethical standards even when no one is watching. The essence of integrity. The Stoics taught that integrity means upholding moral principles and ethical standards at all times, not just when others are watching. While it's easy to compromise when we don't think anyone will know, the Stoics challenge themselves to exemplify virtue even privately. Whether it be telling the truth, keeping promises, showing compassion, or avoiding temptation, maintaining high ethical standards demonstrates who we are at our core. Inner integrity guides our conduct rather than mere outward perceptions. This integrity provides a clear conscience and self-respect. Knowing we acted rightly for its own sake brings peace of mind little else can. It also makes us dependable and trusted by others. Our grounded principles remain unshaken. Of course, we're fallible and may stumble in living up to ideals, but regularly reflecting on upholding virtue and rehearsing righteous action in our mind builds the moral muscle to do what's right, no matter who may or may not be watching. Strive each day for unwavering integrity, guided by an inner compass, not the shifting gaze of public opinion. Fortify your principles in solitude. Moral excellence emerges from the wellspring within. We need to be able to be confident and have peace that we acted correctly, no matter the outcome. 14. Serve others and make contributions to society. The power of purposeful action. While too many people think only of themselves, the Stoics made compassionate service to others a way of life. They knew that contributing our gifts to society provides deep fulfillment and gives life meaning. Making a positive difference for other people exercises our humanity at its best. Volunteering, civic participation, charity, and acts of kindness uplift others and ourselves. Helping friends, neighbors, and strangers carries rewards beyond ourselves. The Stoics counsel moving beyond selfish goals and dedicating effort toward improving human welfare. We all rely on others, so giving back should be built into living. See yourself as part of civilization, not apart from it. Of course, we must balance taking care of our own needs with offering help, but inhabiting a service mindset breeds empathy and shifts our focus toward supporting life's shared project. We have mental and physical health to share. Make the practice of service, great and small, part of your daily rounds. Find needs and give what you can, whether time, resources, or a listening ear. Contribute to society by easing burdens and elevating others. Serving a greater cause builds a greater self. By helping other people, we may be able to improve our own lives. 15. Remain humble and grateful no matter how much success you achieve, acknowledging the gifts of fortune. The Stoic philosophers understood that it is easy for our egos to become inflated by worldly successes and comforts. As we gain more wealth, fame, status, and accolades, it is tempting to believe that we are solely responsible for these achievements. However, The Stoics advise maintaining humility and gratitude no matter how much we accomplish in life. While taking reasonable pride in your merits and talents is natural, remembering how much is beyond your control keeps arrogance at bay. Much of life involves factors outside of our power, from our genetics and upbringing to when and where we were born to who we had the fortune to meet and learn from. Health, safety, and privilege all contribute to opportunity. Awareness of our human flaws and frailties also fosters humility. Staying grounded in humility enables us to keep growing and improving rather than thinking we have all the answers. It also allows us to form more genuine connections with others, as arrogance tends to breed resentment and isolation. Appreciating life's gifts moves us to be generous in sharing our own blessings with those in need. Of course, take justified satisfaction in your achievements and make full use of your talents. But remain cognizant that worldly success and comforts can vanish in a moment. Inner character and wisdom are the only sure possessions. True fulfillment comes from meeting each day's challenges with virtue, insight, and service, not just accumulating accomplishments and accolades. Make expressions of gratitude part of your daily life. Give thanks for the people and privileges, large and small, that support you. No matter how comfortable we are, much of our good fortune is due to unpredictable forces. Maintaining humility and appreciation keeps our hearts open. The world has given us so much, and we should be appreciative of what we have. Stoicism, as illuminated by these 15 lessons, is not a passive philosophy of resignation, but an active and empowering practice for cultivating a flourishing life. By embracing these principles, we can transform our daily experience, navigate challenges with equanimity, build stronger relationships, and discover lasting joy within. Seize the morning. Rise early and start the day with purpose, cultivating a mindful and intentional approach. Embrace lifelong learning. Read constantly to expand your knowledge, skills, and perspectives. Master your emotions. Cultivate inner tranquility by mastering your emotional reactions and impulses. Work with diligence. Find meaning in your daily work by applying diligent effort and avoiding complaints. Surround yourself wisely. Choose mentors and influences that inspire you to grow in wisdom and virtue. Control your vices. Restrain your vices and cultivate self-discipline to live a more upright life. Build financial freedom. Save and invest prudently to secure your financial foundation and pursue purposeful living. Tame distractions. Filter out distractions and focus on your true priorities to maximize your time and energy. Think long-term. Make plans for the long term, deferring short-term gratification to achieve lasting goals. Communicate mindfully. Practice strategic speech, speaking with intention, and avoiding reckless or harmful words. Build resilience. Develop resilience to overcome adversity and misfortune, viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. Embrace responsibility. Take full responsibility for the direction of your life, rejecting victim mentalities and embracing agency. Maintain integrity. Uphold high ethical standards even when no one is watching, guided by an inner compass of virtue. Serve others. Contribute your gifts to society through compassionate service, finding fulfillment in uplifting others. Remain humble and grateful. Maintain humility and gratitude for your blessings, recognizing the role of fortune in your successes. By integrating these Stoic principles into our daily lives, we can cultivate a life of deeper meaning, purpose, and resilience, navigating the complexities of the modern world with wisdom, courage, and grace. Let these lessons be a constant reminder that true fulfillment lies not in the pursuit of external things, but in the cultivation of inner virtue and the acceptance of what is. As we continue on our journeys, may the wisdom of Stoicism illuminate our path, empowering us to live our lives to the fullest and create a more virtuous world.